been a little over a week since House Democrats staged a very dramatic sit-in over the issue of gun control. Congressman Brad Sherman was right in the middle of it, and here he is, as a matter of fact.
We are here occupying this floor not because we're stopping business, but because they're stopping business. The business of this House is to express...
I know it's hard, but try to have some class and some respect for your colleagues.
Find the courage to...
Way to go, Linda.
The gentleman who interrupted should recognize that this should be a debate in the formal House. This microphone should work, the rules of order should apply, and then we should have a vote.
Congressman Brad Sherman, good morning to you. So we're watching this theater, and it is theater. They shut you down, they killed your mic, they took you off of C-SPAN, you went on Periscope, C-SPAN picked up Periscope. It was in some ways an exercise in democracy and a lot of fun. Did you accomplish anything at all?
We accomplished a lot in the area of public opinion and maybe a little bit about House procedure. We're talking about it. And had we not done what we did on the House floor, we'd be talking about something else. So the country is now focused on the fact that if you're on the list of people we're concerned about for terrorism, to the point where we deprive you of your ability to fly on an airplane, then we shouldn't let you buy a gun. And there needs to be a way to get off that list.
At another time, that'd be a slam dunk. This wouldn't even be a controversial issue. But I want to ask you, because you're friendly with people on the other side, somewhat. It seems that there are people who agree with you, but can't take a stand, because they come from districts. You guys are running for office every 2 years, so as soon as you're elected, you're running again. They're afraid of being outed in their particular community by people more conservative than them. What do you say to them?
Well, one practical problem we have is that if we're going to prevent people who are on the terrorist list from buying guns, then we also have to close the gun show loophole. Because if you say if you're on this list you can't buy, or there's going to be a 72-hour delay, that means when you have to buy at a place where they've got the computer and they send it and they check to see whether you're on the list. Almost all gun shows, they don't even check the list.
Right.
You show up. So it's a bigger deal than to say no fly, no buy. It's basically close the gun show loophole and make sure felons can't buy either. So I think there are colleagues who would vote for us on a secret ballot. But,
on a secret ballot.
But what we will probably pass is the Cornyn bill. I'm not even sure that passes, because I don't think it'll have Democratic support, which can't work because it doesn't close the gun show loophole.
Well, let's talk about that, because lawmakers are on a break now. You're here through the 4th of July in your district. You're going to go back to Washington. Paul Ryan's going to call for a vote. It's a measure that is backed by the NRA. So how can you stand up for that?
We will probably take action, and we're trying to develop exactly what to do now, to demand a vote on something that would actually work. That is to say, a bill that will say if you're on the terrorist list you can't buy a gun, and also that wherever you're buying a gun, they're checking to see whether you're on the terrorist list and also whether you're a felon. And whether we get that vote, I don't know. But our efforts so far have forced them to give us a vote on a bill that wouldn't work. Maybe we can go further.
There are people who say you represent the side that really wants to do away with the Second Amendment. And your response to that is?
I don't want to do away with the Second Amendment. It's in the Constitution. We've got hunters all over the country. We've got people who want to defend their homes. And we just want to keep guns out of the hands of felons and out of the hands of terrorists. And I do want to emphasize there's got to be a way, not just for purchasing a gun, but for being able to board an airplane, that people can get their name off the list. There are lots of people on this list. Very few of them are Americans, but some of the Americans that are on the list should be.
Before you go back into the traffic, before you go, this Loretta Lynch situation with Bill Clinton, obviously you support Hillary Clinton. To a lot of people, they use the word optics. This looks bad. What is your response to this?
Well, I think Loretta Lynch made the right response by basically taking herself out of the decision-making process. She's leaving this to the FBI director, and she's leaving this to the longtime civil servants in her department. And I would ordinarily, the Attorney General would be involved in that decision, but I think as a result of the optics, so you actually get a system that may have even more credibility.
Right, but what if you have a split decision coming from her people? She's the decider then. So then it becomes her decision.
It's not like the Supreme Court where you do have an assistant secretary, you do have an office director, and I think these people who have worked for the Justice Department for a long time will make a decision that would have more credibility than Loretta Lynch would have had even if she hadn't had this conversation.
And then quickly, yes. Holiday weekend, obviously we're coming off of the Turkey attack. Are we making progress against ISIS? Where do you see that? Quick answer.
We're making slow progress, but obviously not progress between now and the 4th of July. We need to be a bit more aggressive in our bombing because our rules of engagement are preventing us from hitting targets that we need to hit.
Congressman Sherman, thank you so much for braving the 405. It's 7:50 right now. Coming up,